Here at 3, 7 people are hurt after 2 airboats crashed in DeSoto County. Thank you for counting on Gulf Coast News. I'm Alex Howard.
And I'm Megan Miller. FWC says the 2 boat tours were just north of the Lettuce Lake boat ramp on the Peace River yesterday when the crash happened. This is video a boat captain shared with us. We can see a large gash in the side of the boat here. FWC says 5 people on one boat were hurt, along with 2 people on the other boat. Ambulances and a helicopter took them to hospitals.
We have more breaking news here at 3. An ICE agent shot and killed a woman in Minneapolis. Homeland Security says the woman was in a group of violent protesters who weaponized a vehicle and tried to run over an ICE officer. The agency says the officer feared for his life and for the safety of the public. Take a listen to what happened during those protests. Now, ICE agents are doing targeted operations in the city. The incident happened after Homeland Security deployed more than 2,000 ICE agents to Minneapolis in what it says is the largest immigration operation ever.
I'd like to know what's going on for a peace of mind, especially since I bring my kid right next door.
Right now at 3, we are continuing to push for answers from Cape Coral Police after no arrests have been announced yet regarding a jewelry store robbery. Right now, we're told the suspect likely broke in through a hole in the bathroom at the shop next door. The robbery happened yesterday at T.O. Jewelers right here along Northeast Pine Island Road and Northeast 2nd Place. Gulf Coast News reporter Gina Tomlinson is live in Cape Coral talking to people who want answers.
T.O. Jewelers remains closed, and police aren't saying if they've caught the suspect who robbed it. That makes people at the neighboring shops feel uneasy.
Did they catch someone? Is there still somebody running around here that, they didn't get caught? I don't know.
Cape Coral police tell us multiple agencies are now involved in the investigation of yesterday's armed robbery here at T.O. Jewelers. According to their update, the victim does not have serious injuries, but KPD says because of how quickly the investigation is developing, that's all they can release at this time. But people who live and work in this Pine Island Road Plaza want answers faster.
I'd like to know what's going on for a peace of mind, especially since I bring my kid right next door and, I'm here and there's a lot of families in and out. Just be peace of mind to know.
Construction workers tell us the robber broke in through a hole in the wall, coming in from what used to be an arcade next door. The cuts you can see here inside the women's bathroom.
It's insane. It seems very elaborate and pre-thought out. I mean, they definitely had to have scoped that unit out to know that they had a shared wall there.
According to state records, this arcade went out of business last October. I reached out to the owners of this plaza, and they haven't responded for a comment. I'm live here in Cape Coral. Gina Tomlinson, Gulf Coast News.
More breaking news here. The son of director Rob Reiner and producer Michelle Reiner lost his lawyer today just before his arraignment on first-degree murder charges. Nick Reiner appeared in Los Angeles court this morning. His high-profile lawyer, who also represented Harvey Weinstein, asked the judge to no longer represent him. A public defender has now been assigned. Prosecutors say Nick Reiner stabbed his parents to death last month in their home.
These are some of the most serious charges that a DA's office can bring against anyone.
Nick Reiner is expected to be back in court for his formal arraignment next month.
More breaking news. Governor Ron DeSantis says he is planning to call a special session in April for the Florida legislature to redraw new congressional districts. The effort could secure more Republican congressional seats in the state ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. And even though the 2026 legislative session starts next week, DeSantis says he wants to wait for a possible ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court on a key provision of the Voting Rights Act. Currently, 20 of Florida's 28 congressional seats are held by Republicans.
New here, 3 people in Cape Coral are tired of hearing construction noise that they say keeps them up at night. They live on Northeast 7th Place near Andalusia Boulevard. They say pumps by Kismet Parkway are running constantly. Gulf Coast News reporter Kennedy Mason is live for us in Cape Coral. Kennedy?
People who live here along Andalusia Boulevard are frustrated with the loud noises coming from this master pump station. They say the work has been going on for 2 years, and the city told them the work would be done last July. But as you can see, there is still a lot of work to be done. That sound you're hearing is diesel-powered pumps running at the master pump station here at Andalusia Boulevard and Northeast 21st Terrace. The station serves the city's North 1 West UEP area, an area where homeowners have to connect to the city water system that is still not fully operational. Larry Solar lives directly across the street. He tells me the city installed diesel-powered pumps as a temporary solution, but he says those pumps turn on and off randomly throughout the day, forcing him and his wife to add soundproofing inside their own home just to cope with the noise.
They sound like a diesel engine, and they were running 24 hours a day with no way to protect you from the noise, and it was intolerable. And the more people connected, the more they'd run. There were times I put a glass of water on the kitchen counter and watched the water vibrate from the vibration from those pumps. It's not pleasant.
While the pumps are not running right now, Larry says this is still a problem daily. He has sent the city multiple emails with little response. We have reached out to the city to figure out when the work will be completed. I'm live in Cape Coral. Kennedy Mason, Gulf Coast News.
Kennedy, thank you. Charlotte County deputies arrested a man they say stole an airboat. Deputies say Leonard Jarris Jr. stole the victim's airboat just days before Christmas. The boat was initially stored along North Access Road near Princeton Street in Port Charlotte. After investigators showed up to his Venice home, deputies say Leonard knew he made a mistake and regretted stealing the airboat. He told deputies he wanted to use the parts to repair another airboat.
Right now, the state of Florida is considering bringing charges against ousted Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. Governor Ron DeSantis says he supports Attorney General James Othmeyer potentially bringing charges against him, citing alleged crimes committed to Florida related to immigration and drug offenses. However, a former state attorney is questioning if the state can prove a crime against Maduro.
You could try to prosecute Maduro under state charges, but there are serious obstacles. Can you show, evidentiary-wise, that the leader of Venezuela was specifically sending drugs into Florida?
Dave Ehrenberg, who you just heard from, says if the state does bring charges, there's no doubt in his mind Florida would have to wait for the federal case to end.
Lee County deputies arrested a man they say stole an electric shopping cart from a Walmart. Lee County deputies say Patrick Gillette was trespassing at the Circle K along Bayline Drive on January 2nd with the shopping cart. LCSO says the store manager wanted Gillette to leave.
A reminder that FDOT is holding a public information session tomorrow to discuss the upcoming Diverging Diamond project at I-75 and Daniels Parkway. Crews plan to reconstruct the ramps at this intersection. This would also bring pedestrian and bike accommodations, new traffic signals, and more. The session is from 4 to 6 p.m. tomorrow at Riverside Church in Fort Myers. The session will be held as an open house.
The Clinic for the Rehabilitation of Wildlife says a turtle is recovering after it was found with a broken shell. Crows says someone found the turtle 6 months ago and helped the turtle by taping its shell together. Crow says that person realized they couldn't properly care for the animal and handed it over to Crow. Realizing the broken shell was still present, vets took care of the turtle, and they are expected to release it back into the wild soon.
Crews are making progress to replace the playground at Max A. Hass Jr. Community Park in Collier County. Crews began work to replace the playground equipment last month. There will be new park amenities once it's all done. The playground will stay closed throughout construction. Collier County Parks and Rec recommends using either Big Corkscrew Island, North Collier Regional, or Vineyards Community Park in the meantime. World tensions continue to escalate. Ahead at 3:30, what we know about 2 oil tankers the U.S. just seized.
Algae, and more algae. And next at 3, the possible cause behind the buildup on Sanibel and Fort Myers Beach.